what he had to say. Now, the former Central Bank Deputy Governor, Professor Kingsley Moghalu, has urged the federal government to privatize the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited to raise about $20 to $30 billion to jumpstart the economy. Moghalu, in a series of tweets on his X handle, also asked the Yemi Cardoso-led management of the APEC Bank to focus on profitability rather than seeking what to do, or rather than seeking what he described as falsely strengthening the naira against the dollar. Moghalu said the naira tanking back down to 1,400 to a dollar demonstrated what some people had been saying. I'm going to take your thought and your comments. I'm opening up the phone lines in a bit so that you can join the conversation. I had to play those videos, that particular video, so that you could take a look at what had happened in 1994 and tell me what the message is. And I want to go on a quick break. When I come back, we'll take your thoughts and your comments. Welcome once again to the Big Three.
There's a reason why over 1 million people tune into Hard Facts every day. We discuss in-depth stories with sources behind the facts.
The Lagos State High Court has convicted, suspended the Chicago certificate story. It's never going away, is it? Show with stories for the day.
You hear diverse voices and opinions.
And she was meeting campaign with her husband, knowing that.
You should not put happy because there is nothing to happy about.
Yeah, it's quite pathetic the way the country is going.
We distinguish each story accurately with analysis.
It's Hard Facts with Maryann Okon on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
0700 993 993 993. That's the number for you to call. 0700 993 993 993. You can call 0201 465 7190. Join the conversation on X. Use the hashtag HardFacts. Better still, you can join the conversation via Skype. If you're listening to us outside of the country, we're on Skype. We're Nigeria Info FM. Or you can send me a WhatsApp message, 08095975805. Or you could join the conversation on facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM. We're live there and we're live on YouTube. Post your comment on our live feed because I would love to hear from you. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Robert.
Hi, Robert.
Calling you from Papa.
Go ahead.
Happy Workers' Day.
Okay. I don't know if he's happy, but his Workers' Day.
Happy Workers' Day in pain. So now, Abi, this celebration of Workers' Day to me is like it's a ritual. It's a yearly ritual. Something that we just go there, we pretend to the world and dance and come back. I am a comrade. I was at Unico last year. We were there when all the old Lagos they came. But the question is that after many as the work have improved, the action is no. As we speak, since yesterday, no light. Some people over a week, no light. First, people are queuing in pain, and we are celebrating. What are we celebrating? Are we not pretending? If I were to be the under the leadership of what is this man, the NSC chairman, Joe Ajero, I will call off the celebration. Hello?
I'm listening.
I will call off because there's no need to. What you celebrating and we are in pain. Look at the food, the price of things. Everything is high, and you are celebrating. It just shut down everywhere. Let the government know that we are not happy celebrating Workers' Day. What's the need? We are even here that we want to do a match work today. What is it matching for? Matching for who? In fact, Nigeria is like something work with us here. Thank you very much, Nadia.
All right, Robert, thanks for calling. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Actually.
Hey, Mr. Chris, how are you?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Happy May Day. Today is my son, Michael.
Happy birthday to him.
Michael, yes, and my daughter, May 26th. Like Professor Robert said, I always tell you, some of us, but I will be the last person. When somebody deceive me, I don't have problem. But where I deceive myself, that's why I have problem. They don't say they give them how many percent increment. The other one in Edo, 70,000. The one in Lagos, is it 35,000, right? You hear what, Robert? I see some of the labor, whatever, trekking to Itafa Balewa, they do their own match.
TBS, yeah.
TBS, right?
Mm-hmm.
I see them, I say, wow. So people can still go for this type of thing. Like he said, don't turn out. Stay in your house to tell you that all is not well. But because few of them will collect that cabra dice and give some pill note to some of them, they go there and pretend as if all is well. Who are they deceiving? Who are they deceiving? And you see some people will come out and say, oh, yes, he's doing well. Oh, we are seeing this, whatever. The process is wrong. How do you expect something good to come out of this set of people? Milk of Beans Cup, Action Lady, I bought today 400 naira. Milk. You know milk?
Mm-hmm.
Because the Derica is about 1,800. Half is about whatever. I said, Megida, can I get milk up? He said 400. I said, okay, give me that one. Can you believe that milk, which I never buy, I always buy paint? And somebody will go to TBS and celebrating Workers' Day.
Maybe you don't have what to celebrate. They've got something to celebrate. So maybe you probably just let them do what they do. I mean,
all I know, it cannot continue forever.
Okay.
But the good thing is that I want us to be alive. May God spare our life to witness that good side of Nigeria. But for this set of people, no way. Nothing. Thank you.
Thank you very much for calling. Hello, welcome to Hard Fact.
Yeah, good afternoon, Maryann.
Good afternoon.
You have Emmanuel on the line, and I'm calling from Ekwe.
Emmanuel, go ahead, please.
As for Nigeria and Ekwe problem, now 5 and 6. Hopefully, in the future, we'll have a government who will take us serious, and then we'll go straight 365 days, without work issue. Especially with the removal of subsidy, I don't think Nigeria should be facing this when they are paying higher prices, for fuel consumption. Then talking about increment of minimum wage, I did the calculation. I was wrong when I called Joyce. 25% of 30,000 naira is 7,500. If you give the minimum wage earner 25% increment, you are telling us that you are paying them 37,500 naira. Does that take them anywhere? Because I don't really understand. Is it that it's just salary increment and then they are going to come back, to the people who earn 30,000, the bottom earner of a salary?
But these are questions that need to be asked to the labor unions and maybe the labor minister. Maybe he'd be in a better position to respond to this.
So the government needs to come out, and tell us what is really happening, because you can't, it's a no-no for me telling me that you want to pay a Nigerian 37,500 naira because it can't take them anywhere. And then they need to come out and tell us what is going on. And then for pensioners, those people are going through a serious headache, because as we speak today, there are some people earning as low as 1,000 naira. Pensioner, some 2,000 naira, some 5,000 naira. And then those people's money seems to be stagnant. It's for the ones who have been earning it 5-10 years ago, it still remains the same. So the government needs to take all this into consideration. Thank you, Maryann.
Thank you very much for calling. I do appreciate it. There are too many questions that need to be answered. But for those of you who are just joining us, the program is Hard Facts. It's the Big 3, 99.3 Nigeria Info. We're broadcasting live from our audio-visual studios right here in Itimian Crescent, Victoria Island, Lagos. Hi, I'm Maryann Okon, and we're looking at the big stories for today. We're talking first and foremost because it's May Day, first day in the month of May, which is Labor Day. And workers are lamenting the rises in food prices and fuel prices. And I'm going to play that video back again because people are saying that they didn't see it on our live feed. So I'm going to play it again so you take a look at what I meant and then give me your message, your takeaway from that video. Also, federal government has raised salaries of certain people who are on the federal government civil servant salary scale. And I did tell you in detail some of these salary structures that have been increased. Also, Kingsley Moghalu is in the news asking that the federal government, privatize the NNPC to raise at least $20 to $30 billion in revenue. Now, the big question, obviously, is what's stopping the federal government from privatizing the NNPC? We had thought that was going to be the case, but then they're back in business saying that the sole supplier of petrol and this one and that one. And, with all wrapped up in some sort of, I also like to mention that they're untouchable. Do you realize that they're untouchable? Being that the former president was the Minister of Petroleum, same as the sitting president, he's the Minister of Petroleum. What exactly is the thing that's stopping our government from privatizing the NNPC? Now that it's a limited liability company, why is it not properly privatized? If Mogul is saying we're going to make this much money, and he's also talking about the fact that we're artificially trying to induce, the Naira to seem like it's falling, but it's just temporary, and it might not last for too long because, when you do artificial things, after a while, the natural is going to take over. And that's what we're seeing. It's right back to 1,400. And he's talking to Yemi Cardoso to say, look, leave this kabu kabu business. Let's do the real e-hailing thing. That's going to bring you more money. I don't know. But let's talk. 0700 993 993 993. I'm going back to that video for the benefit of those who didn't see it on our live feed. I'm hoping that our live stream can get us to put it there on our live stream. Okay, so here is a fuel scarcity video that resurfaced online from 1994. That's like about 30 years ago. My God. Has anything really changed? Let's take a listen. I want you to take a listen. And I'm not saying just listen to it for fun. I want you to be able to take a message away from this conversation, or rather this video, and what the lady had to say.
Soldiers that come, they get fuel. You have the soldiers that come, they buy petrol, they put it in jerry cans, they sell it right in front of these people. It's ridiculous. They get fuel themselves. Why do they have to come here? They don't join the queue, they just buy and they sell right in front of people. It's ridiculous. Something has to happen.
And just so you know, this is a video about fuel scarcity in 1994, where long queues at the petrol stations in Lagos were seen in that video, obviously, because oil workers went on strike, causing disruptions in fuel supply. And that's why we posted that video for you. But what does this say to you? Have we learned anything from, what's happened since 30 years ago? What has changed? Or have we mastered the art of just getting worse at things that we should be getting better at? And I'm talking about this as a country. Now, I want to play you another video here of certain persons who went to protest for a certain governor who the EFCC allegedly saying that guilty of money laundering and several other things. I can list them. And most importantly, monies that paid into a school account allegedly from government coffers, taxpayers' monies, allegedly, were paid to schools or a school where his children attend ahead of time. And the question that comes to mind, and please don't get me wrong, matters still being investigated. So that governor, as far as I'm concerned, is not guilty until proven. But have you paid your children's school fees? Anyway, these people were seen protesting on his behalf. The reason why I'm playing this video is also to get my thinking. In fact, a friend of mine tweeted yesterday saying, may we not, I was going to say his name, Imo Moran, he's a movie producer, and he said, may we not be so poor and may things not go downhill so bad in this country that we would be protesting for the man who's stolen from us. Take a look at this video. I'm going to play it now. And these are people who are protesting against the EFCC on behalf of the former Kogi State Governor, Yahaya Bello. So the tweet from my friend said, please God, don't let our lives go so downhill that we have to protest for a corrupt politician to feed our families. Have we lost every single iota of value in the fabrics of our society that we're going to sink this low? 0700 993 993 993. I'm going to read your messages on WhatsApp in a bit, but let's take your calls. Hello.
Ma'am, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you doing, Jonathan? It's nice.
Hi, Jonathan. Go ahead.
Fine. But Maryann, is unfortunate that this TUC and this NLC, probably they are not aware that they are confused. I'm telling them that they are confused. And the reason I'm telling them is very simple. If you want to move the price of PMS, the law says you call the union and speak. Did that happen? As I'm talking to you, I'm in a filling station close to 2 hours right now. I don't know what they are celebrating. Now again, look at the federal government increasing the price of something as much as 200%, power 200%. The other, now you are not increasing people's salary by how many percent? 85%. So who is fooling who now? I don't think, I used to be a top member, TUC member. This is not what unionism is about. I think they have missed it totally. They have failed as far as I'm concerned. And they are the ones that are responsible for the suffering that people are going out there. They are supposed to take the front. And they are not taking the front at all. Instead, they are just talking like lecturers every day. You want to protest, you change protest to you want to strike, you change strike to protest. Overnight, you change strike to protest. And the only language the federal government will listen to is strike. And I know in this country that strike has never happened. In the last, maybe since Adam so many times, strike has never happened. And that's what federal government will listen to. Or else, if they keep on doing this, that protest, I don't waste my time. And
all right, Jonathan.
Work out day, it doesn't make any sense to me.
All right, Jonathan. Thank you. So protests may not work. It's a strike that the government understands. So you're saying they understand force. Anyway, I'd like to hear from you. So join the conversation. 0700 993 993 993. Would like to hear from you. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Yeah. Where are you calling from?
This is Chike from Ikorodu.
Hi, Chike.
Yeah, it's fine. I think, sometimes we must not judge people based on the way they, act. Those guys who went there to protest against the EFCC, I'm thinking otherwise that maybe they need to go to a psychiatric hospital to go. Sometimes.
Come on.
Poverty is a disease too, but mainly where it does affect human beings from the brain. It will make you sometimes, maybe poverty have tampered with the way they think. So that's exactly what I think.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for calling. I really don't want to believe that they lost their minds. I want to believe that they've lost their dignity because they're poor, they're hungry, and they do anything for $1. I mean, for naira, sorry. But what can 1 naira buy for you? I mean, for $1. You know what I mean? But I think I want to support my friend in his prayer. What's up, Imo? I want to support his prayer that I don't want to live in a Nigeria where we've been so corrupt, bereft of morality that we would stoop so low to support a corrupt politician because we need to feed our children. I don't want to believe that we've thrown every single iota of self-worth out the window for a morsel of bread. I don't want to believe that. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yes, please don't shout. Don't shout. Is Workers' Day. Calm down.
My shout out to Workers' Day go to Nigeria Info Workers.
Okay.
I'm not stingy.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
On Nigeria. I'm giving Nigeria Info Workers now.
Thank you. We receive it.
Thank you. Nigerian laborers are toothless and truthful bulldogs. What they did today is like what they put in WhatsApp Lagos. Maybe sound awful. They don't aware the topic. Masterclass, take action. As in, Kasepa means make you maybe like, hey, we're not going to go march. They did their Nigerian students are working with the leg. They did that they don't want to talk anything. Concerning the military and the police, where Nigerian government increase their salary. What of my Basera, where they buy slow for Jota? What of me, private sector? What of a layman that is pushing Baru? Which one will be their salary? If Tinubu claims he's paying governors more, Is it the type of the one when you pay, where we say somebody is being accused of 84.2 billion naira and is hiding? And some barbarians and some insensitive views are supporting him. And the Tinubu cannot use his veto power to bring this man to book. A president is saying he's fighting for corruption. Concerning 1994 video where you play, this is why I can never accept my military to come in rule again. Military should go and sit down. The oligarchy of democracy and the fascism of democracy and the dictatorship of democracy is better than military.
Okay.
Let them go back where?
Okay.
Let them go back.
It's okay.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. I want to read the messages that are coming in on X. That's Twitter. Someone here says, Hope Zina here says, responding to the federal government's increase in salaries, he says it's an audio raise. Okay, he doesn't believe it one bit. Read one. Femi here on Twitter says, federal government is wicked. The government hiked up electricity tariff by 300%, fuel price by 250%, but then only gave civil servants a measly 25% raise. That's just downright cruel, he says. Okay. Imafidon Joseph here says, he thinks it's a welcome development. And Anne Johansson here, or Johnson here says, corruption is rampant in Nigeria. This one says, I've gone through the comments to see if anything, to see if anyone knows what's truly happening. Seems I'm the only one who's seeing what is going on. As things bite harder, he raises payments for the military. Why? This is from Tiense, responding to the salary raise. Interesting. Let me go to WhatsApp quickly. I want to read those messages. This one says, 1994 is 30 years ago. What has changed? Corruption is everywhere in Nigeria. Emma from Agbara. Is it just corruption or impunity now? Because, a lot of people think that, you know what, I'm going to get away with it. If I just join the winning team or the one that washes away all our sins like the blood of Jesus, then I can do whatever I want. If I'm friends with the guy who's at the top, then I can get away with murder. So is it just about corruption, or is it not just plus impunity? Or maybe we could just rip up the Band-Aid of corruption and just plaster, impunity on it. I'm just saying. This one says, happy birthday to Mr. Chris's child, Michael. As for the Workers' Day, what is it that we're celebrating? Are we celebrating poverty, high inflation, no job, no security, from failed governments? I'm sure you mean failed government, which is APC's regime. I hold them very well. What a disgrace to democracy in our country called Nigeria. Dampi from Igondo, thank you. This one says, Chooks from Ikorodu here says, this government is trying to be closer or clever by half. I have the following questions. First, what's the state of wage awards for civil servants? We remember that the government approved 30,000 naira per worker for 6 months. Secondly, what's the relationship between this salary increment and what's due to minimum wage for workers? Negotiations are ongoing and agreement has not been reached with Labour. When the new minimum wage is determined, how will it affect the salary increment? Why is the government jumping the gun? Chooks, I wish that I was the Labour minister so I could answer those questions, but I'm going to try to see if we can get him on the show next week, which is part of my duty to hopefully get him or get someone to talk about this. Because, yes, Labour unions will say one thing, but then we need to know what the government is thinking and why they even came up with this plan in the first place. Just like you said, jumping the gun. This one says, I wish it were a girl. This one says, what are we celebrating for, please? Today was to be for protest. And if the NLC was functioning well, by now they don't know their job. No fuel, no food, no job. Inflation and this government are busy destroying jobs and businesses instead of creating and increasing jobs and subsidizing things to make life easy for the poor. 2027, please come, we are waiting. And I pity this government because God will judge them when they leave this world. Anonymous, you guys. Wilfred from Surulere says the federal government increased minimum wage by 25 to 30%, and we're talking about it. The dealers in government, how much is their salary and allowance, etc. These people have successfully marginalized, hypnotized, gaslighted, made Nigerians gullible and docile. Say rape. As far as I'm concerned, the increment is rubbish, he says. Gibberish and peanut. Minimum wage should be at least 1 million and above for singles and 1.5 million and above for married, so we can have this conversation. Bruh, the clouds you see above you is dust. Stop that. This one says, when is this minimum wage going to take effect? It's still in the works, brother. They're still having a conversation. They've not even come to a conclusion at all. So, what are you saying? Oh, Robert sent me a picture. Saying Labour has nothing to celebrate considering the pain Nigerians are going through. But Robert, I see that you were on Nikon today in your Labour outfit. Okay, you're a comrade, you said. I did hear you say that. The program is still Hard Facts. It's the Big 3, 99.3 Nigeria Info, and you are listening to us from wherever. If you're listening to us via website, you're listening to us via the app, you can go ahead and call us on Skype, Nigeria Info FM, from outside of the country. But if you are watching us live on YouTube and Facebook, post your comments. I want to read from you, okay? Pato from Otta says, that 1994 video you played was during military regime. Agreed, soldiers were misbehaving, but now that we have politicians, have they stopped fuel scarcity? Good question, my brother. With the current high price of petrol, have politicians improved or worsened the economy? Pato, I think that you got my message, because I wanted people to start asking those questions and juxtaposing. It's one thing to say, oh, it was impunity when the army was there. Okay, they are wearing babarigas and all kinds of other outfits, and they're still occupying power. Have they changed? Is your life better? Or have they mastered the art of continuing to tighten the belt around your waist or the noose around your neck to make your life tougher? You decide. This one says, good afternoon, Maryann. Let's see. Your message is so long. Why is your message so far? Tare from Lekki says, my take is that this Mr. Tinubu and APC-led federal government claim to post increase in federal civil servant salary by 25%. Who then help? I been a federal civil servant, the Nigeria, or is it them, or is it their namesake market where we they go buy things? Maryann, nothing has changed because people now just master the act of corruption in this fuel crisis. And as for the actor's statement, it's not correct now. It's not poverty that made them do the protest. It's just that they don't have sense. As for NLC, I reserve my comment. Okay, so you're telling me that for the people who live in Kogi State, and with all the reports of salary of workers being owed, of the high-handedness and all the things that we've been reported, and don't forget, because you see, I'm saying don't forget because in this country, I'm sorry, with due respect to everyone who's listening, we quickly forget things. The issues and the cases that have been leveled against the former governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, didn't start today. It's been ongoing. So it's not that the EFCC woke up yesterday and decided that we're going to go after this guy. There had been cases. So go back and read. It's been there. So it's a build-up. And now that he no longer has the immunity clause, they're saying, well, this is what we have before us. Can we get into action? But then, the EFCC's got its job cut out for them. Whether they'll be able to do it is another story. Anyway, more messages. I want to read more and more from you. This one says, I think I agree with all her points. Okay, this one says, what is this? Many Nigerians have lost their value and dignity. Many are hungry. 1K can make many acts funny. Funny increase of wages. 25% is inhumane. How does the president and his cohorts earn, or I'm sure you're saying, how much do the president and his cohorts earn monthly plus the allowance? Happy Workers' Day indeed. Mercy from Festac. Okay, Mercy. This one says, I'm baby mama from Lagos Island, and I'm sorry for Nigerian workers. My dear, it's not just the Nigerian workers, for all of us. This one says, this fuel matter, and you think we're moving forward as a nation. Since 1994, Wahala. Kingsley Benibo from Aja. This one's from Uche in Songo. He says, I don't think your friend is richer than most of the people that were there. Some of them do it as a result of loyalty to the man. Loyalty? You think I'd stay loyal to my friend if he stole monies? Allegedly. If my friend is removing food from the mouths of deserving people, and he's doing it illegitimately. It's not that he had a legal or legitimate right to do it. You think I would support a friend who's corrupt and, has a lot of impunity written all over him? You think I'd do that because I'm loyal to you? Oh, get another friend, please. This one says, please, why should we have multiple salary structures at the federal level? Let there be same salary structure for both civil servants and all public servants, including political appointees. So the so-called lawbreakers lawmakers, I'm sure you didn't complete your message. I'm sure you're saying so everybody will be on the same level. I've got 9 minutes on the clock. I want to go to Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Don't forget, we're live on facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM. I want to hear your thoughts. Post them on our live feed. And of course, if you're on YouTube, post your comments too. I want to read from you. On Facebook Live, Odogu Peter says he's watching from Jalingo in Taraba State. Thank you for watching. Odogu, we appreciate it. Abi Ambo here says, Maryann, for the first time in about 24 years, a thief, of course, jobless youth jumped over the fence last night and stole my water pump. Now I'm spending 98,000 naira to replace it. It was 27,000 naira the last time I bought one. That was 6 years ago. You can see what the habit in our country has turned our youth into. AB, I'm so sorry about this. My best friend went to bury her dad, and she was sleeping at night. Unfortunately, someone breaks into their compound, opens the window where she was laying, took her purse, took her phone, took everything. God bless her soul. They didn't take her ID card and her bank card. I don't know what confused them. But literally, and this is an area where we grew up, where you think that there was no crime, absolutely nothing. And she was in total shock that this is how bad things have gotten. And I was like, yeah, this is how bad things have gotten. Resorting to any kind of thing, including protesting for a man allegedly cut person. Anyway, AB, I'm so sorry about what you're having to go through. It's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. Back to the phone line, 0700 993 993 993. Join the conversation. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, good afternoon, Maryann. Pino.
Hey, Pino Estate. All the
Make I use you like my brother always said.
You're taking Ziggy's line. Go ahead.
Maryann, do you know that if you were 10 years during the time that video you played, the incident took place, do you know how many years you will be now?
I know how many years I am now.
The question is not a direct question. But the truth is, people who were 20 years then, I think there's something in the neighborhood of 50-something years now. You can imagine the amount of years these people have wasted in our lifespan. And you see some people who continue to play tribalism and ethnicity in defending demons, defending thieves, defending people who decide to make our life horrible. You can't imagine people on a May Day that any other place in every other part of the world, people will be showcasing the amount of progress they have made in life. I was discussing with my wife a few minutes ago. She was saying that the way everything is looking today is like we are taking like 50 years back. How long we will go about this is very, very annoying. There is no light. There is no food. Cost of inflation is at the highest ebb. There is no water to. In fact, I don't know if Nigeria is that hellfire we always prayed not to enter. We're already in that hellfire, Maryann. What kind of country is this? What kind of country is this? It's so annoying that even those who are progressive, who always want to make things happen, will always be coerced and will always be intimidated to always join the bandwagon. But the truth is, he who bears others with pebble must ask of stone in return. One day, monkey go market, you know, go return.
Thank you very much, Merchant Man. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello, good evening, Madam Baby, our own baby. Good evening.
Hey, Wahala.
Yes, Garrett International.
No, thank you. But go ahead.
This is Godwin calling from Laukware.
Go ahead.
Thank you. For me, the Labour Congress leaders, they're supposed to bury their faces in shame for even being partaker at Benin City during the governor's exercise of so-called salary increment. Now, the issue of CBN, former CBN, talking of a privatization of NNPC, the NEPA that was privatized, who are the people that are into it? Then have we seen any result, any positive result to today? Then the police PENCOM, as I talk to you, those who retired after 35 years in the service, if you see what they pay, it is so annoying. And some people are sitting ensuring that PENCOM remains forever so that they continue to cheat those innocent ones after 35 years. The military pensioners, they promise that they are going to give a 6-month palliative to the pensioners. As I talk to you, has this government done anything to that effect? Nothing has been done for the military pensioner in terms of the palliative which was promised. So, in all, I want to say that Tinubu, I commend him small compared to Buhari, who, during his time with Ngige, they used how many years to promise increment and only to use in their propaganda manner.
All right. I have to let you go because you've done 2 minutes. But I don't think that people have a problem with increment. They have a problem with the percentage of the increments, just as you've seen the statistics that people have continuously put out today. You can't have 100% increase in pump price or 100% increase in the price of food or tariff for electricity, but then you increase their salary because you want to be better or want to be seen in a better light than your predecessor. And so you do a miserly 25%. Are you joking? That's what people have a problem with. And they're thinking, you must really think that we're stupid. Or some people are saying, well, half bread is better than buns. Or maybe they're trying to play a smart one on Labour. And maybe Labour is not smart enough to see what's happening here. There are too many maybes. I've got about 1 minute before I go, so I want to read 1 or 2 more messages if I can squeeze it into my conversation before we go on the break. On the other side of the clock, I'd like to let you know on Madam Landlord today, we're going to be talking about buying properties in the name of your spouses. It's going to be a sweet conversation. Should women allow their husbands buy property in their name? And men, should your wife buy you a piece of land and say, baby, I bought this for you, it's in your name? We're going to talk about the legality around it. It's very interesting. My guest, Olamide Onifade, is going to be joining us live in the studio to have a conversation. And of course, on the 5 o'clock hour, we'll be talking about the Africa Free Trade Zone and a unified currency. Can it happen? We'll be right back after these messages.
When I've come out to say, yeah, that individual died from COVID. So why are people not believing that? Why would we lie?
When you just eat Gary a lot without adding other things, you can have problems with the eyes. Especially when Gary isn't properly processed.
Your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
But the number one talk station of Lagos is closer to you than ever. 99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens.